Hey, this is Nancy, Stonewall's Farm. We have been looking at knit stitches and purl stitches, and we figured out that you can purl every row or knit every row, and this is the kind of fabric that you get called a garter stitch. It's squishy and thick and warm, and it's reversible, has all kinds of positives to it, but it's kind of same old, same old. So what we want to look at, and not all your knitting is going to look like this. You know, if you're looking for that thing that is all smooth on one side, well, let's figure out how to do that. And that is a combination of knit and purl stitches. So we're going to be continuing. The last video we did was on purl stitches, and we're just going to continue here. We've been purling every row. Well, let's see what happens if we knit one row, right, up through the back, wrap the working yarn around up through the back. So we're knitting one row, and then we're going to purl going across the other way. And this gives that traditional knitting fabric that is smooth on one side and just bumpy on the other. The downsides, and again we're purling now, so we're going down and in front of the holding needle, down and in front, going to purl across this whole row, and we're making bumps with every stitch on our side of the fabric, on the side facing us right now. Okay, so if we're putting all the purl bumps on one side and all the flat stitches on the other, we start getting, let's see how close we can look at this. We start getting what is called stockinette stitch. So it's knitting all the stitches, and see how these stitches present themselves flat. So if I want to continue that flat, I want to be knitting. So up, the needle goes up and in the back with the yarn. See how my yarn is behind my knitting? It's coming out of those purl bumps on the back. And that's going to be important in our next round here. Okay, so there we are, right? All those flat stitches on this side. Turn it around, we've got the bumpy stitches. If we want to continue that and have the flat stitches on one side and all the bumpy stitches on the other side, then it's time for us to purl as we go across this row. So the stitches that are presented to us on this side, these are all purl stitches. So we're going to knit them as they present themselves. So we're purling across here. And now my yarn is in the front, and my working needle goes down and in the front of the holding needle. Down and in the front. Up, down and in the front. Okay. And so that gives me all the purl bumps on one side and all the flat knit stitches on the other side. And this is called stockinette on this side. I don't know where that word came from. And all the purl bumps on this side, which are called reverse stockinette. Actually, I do know where it came. It came from stocking knit back in the 1500s, 1600s, when knitting socks was a big cottage industry. As a matter of fact, a 6-year-old girl in the 1600s was expected to be able to spin enough yarn to knit one pair of socks and knit that pair of socks in a week. So spin and knit for a pair of socks in 1 week. Anyway, so stocking knit. So we have a smooth side, bumpy side. This is stockinette, smooth. Reverse stockinette is the back side of stockinette. It's the purl bumps. And this is just a classic thing that you make by knitting on the knit side and purling on the purl side. Thanks so much. Bye.